Dear devotees, my humble obeisances to you all glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you so much for joining His Holiness Candramauli Swami Maharaj's daily class. Today we are continuing with our Srimad Bhagavatam series of second canto, second chapter, and today's verse is 22. The chapter is Lord in the Heart, the Lord in the Heart. Hare Krishna Maharaj, my humble obeisances to you, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you so much for your time and association. Hare Krishna. I'll share.
Hare Krishna. Obeisances to all the Vaishnavas. Hare Krishna.
Maharaj.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Yadi Prayashan Nipraparamestam Vahasananam Utayar Viharam Astadapatyam Gunasannivaye Sahaiva Gachchin Manasandriyaischa. However, O king, if the yogi maintains a desire for improved material enjoyments, like transference to the topmost planet Brahmaloka, or to the achievement of the eightfold perfections, travel in outer space with the Vihayasas, or a situation in one of the millions of planets, then he has to take away with him the material molded mind and senses. Purport. In the upper status of the planetary systems, there are facilities thousands of times greater for material enjoyment than in the lower planetary systems. Topmost planetary system consists of planets like Brahmaloka and Dhruvaloka, and all of them are situated beyond Maharloka. The inhabitants of those planets are empowered with eightfold achievements of mystic perfection. They do not have to learn and practice the mystic process of yoga perfection and achieve the power of becoming small like a particle, anima siddhi, or lighter than a soft feather, lagima siddhi. They don't have to get anything and everything from anywhere and everywhere, prapti siddhi, or to become heavier than the heaviest, mahima siddhi, to act freely even to create something wonderful or to annihilate anything at will, istava siddhi, to control all material elements, Vashishva siddhi, or to possess such power as will never be frustrated by any desire, Prakramya siddhi, or to assume any shape or form one may even whimsically desire, Kamavasi Savita siddhi. All these expediences are as common as natural gifts for the inhabitants of the higher planets. They do not require any mechanical help to travel in outer space. They can move and travel at will from one planet to another planet within no time. The inhabitants of the earth cannot even move to the nearest planet except by mechanical vehicles like spacecraft. But the highly talented inhabitants of such higher planets can do everything very easily. Since a materialist is generally inquisitive to experience what is actually in such planetary systems, he wants to see everything personally. An inquisitive person tours all over the world to gain direct local experience. The less intelligent transcendentally simply desires to have some experience of those planets about which he has heard so many wonderful things. The yogi can, however, easily fulfill his desire by going there within the present materialist mind and senses. The prime inclination of the materialistic mind is to lord it over the material world, and all the cities mentioned above are features of domination over the world. The devotees of the Lord are not ambitious to dominate a false and temporary phenomenon. On the contrary, a devotee wants to be dominated by the supreme predominator, the Lord. A desire to serve the Lord, the supreme predominator, is spiritual or transcendental. And one has to attain this purification of mind and the senses to get admission into the spiritual kingdom. With the materialistic mind, one can reach the best planet in the universe, but no one can enter into the kingdom of God. Senses are called spiritually purified when they're not involved in sense gratification. Senses require engagement, so when the senses are totally engaged in the transcendental loving service of the Lord, they have no chance to become contaminated by material infections. Omagyan Timidandasya Gyanajana Salakaya Chaksun Militamena Tasmai Sri Gadave Namaha Maum Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prastaya Bhutale Srimakti Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namane Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pacharine Nirvisesa Sunyavari Pastyatya De Satarine Panchakopa Tarubhischa Kripa Sindhu Bevacha Gitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namaho Namaha Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Sivasari Gaur Bhaktivinoda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. So a little vision in life beyond this, the middle realm of existence, or Bhuvaloka, into Borloka, into the higher planetary systems, where what we created in terms of technology, which is all mechanical and electronical, is done easily by inhabitants of these higher spirit material realms. Sounds very attractive. Oh, be able to fly from place to place at will, or change your form at will and become any form you want it to be. Become so small you can go through a keyhole in the room and come out the other side. Become so light that your friend can pick you up with the tip of his little finger. All of these sound so wonderful. And Krishna takes some time in explaining these things in more detail to Uddhava in the 11th canto of Bhagavatam. But this is the distraction from the real goal of life. Doesn't have to be, but it is, because devotees sometimes think, yeah, on this realm of material existence, I can't do much. There's not much enjoyment. But on the higher realms, many of the things that seem to be desirable and even way beyond material calculations is easily done on the higher realms. So let me try to go for the higher realms. I know it's temporary, but still, it is less temporary than where I am now. So Prabhupada also said many of my devotees will become attracted to the higher planets. And therefore, they'll have to take birth again to experience these so-called higher pleasures. But higher pleasures are simply what they are. They're a distraction from the real pleasure, which is the happiness that the soul attains when it connects with the source of all happiness. That source is the happiness of it. Wherever happiness exists, it comes from that same source. And to connect with that source, one gets unlimited happiness eternally. Devotees are not so much, a serious devotee is not so much moved by this thing. There's a particular verse spoken by Prabodhananda Saraswati. If you could find a verse, the first word of the verse is Kaivalya, Kaivalya, Kaivalya. It's a nice verse. It's probably, let me see, I have my verse book. I might be able to give you a reference where you can find it. It's worth exploring. Yeah, it's in Chaitanya Charitamrita. I'll give you the reference. It can be found also in, let's see, it's in Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya Lila, chapter 10, verse 177. And so, yeah, let's see what you have to go to the purport, I think. Yeah, here it is. Kalvaya Narakayetam Tridasapur Akasha Pushpayate Dudentriya Kala Sarpa Patale Kot Kavad Damstra Yate Vishnu Puram Sukayate Vidya Mahendra Chakikayate Yat Karuna Katasya Vaibhava Vatatam Guru Evastumaha. Kalvaya, oneness in the effulgence of Brahman, for a devotee who has actually tasted the mercy of Lord Chaitanya, for him that Kaivalya, that oneness, appears hellish. The heavenly planets, the abodes of the demigods, appear to be devoted like phantasmagoria. So the yogis who try very hard to control their senses, the devotee who's engaged in sense gratification, can break the teeth of the strong fang type of senses and easily control their mind and senses. This particular verse comes from Chaitanya Chandramamrita, and there's more verses in there that illustrate it. Also go to Madhya Lila chapter 13, verse 141. So now we're going to 13, 141. Okay. Go down the page. So here's the verse again. For a pure devotee who has realized Krishna consciousness through Chaitanya, the monistic philosophy by which one becomes one with the Supreme appears to be hellish. Here, after all, the heavenly planets are material in due course of time. If one's mind is engaged in the service of the Lord, there is no possibility that one will think, feel, or act materially. Similarly, the fruit of workers' attempt to attain the heavenly planets is nothing more than a phantasmagoria for the devotee. After all, the heavenly planets are material, and in due course of time, they will be dissolved. So, what Prabodhananda Saraswati is saying, that he compares those who try for the oneness of Brahman to be no better than hell, and he calls Tridasapur Akash Puspayate. Tridasa, that means the higher realms, the third realm. Akash means sky, and Pushpayati means flowers. Do flowers grow in the sky, or do horses lay eggs? All these things are imagination. Flowers don't grow in the sky, horses don't lay eggs. So for the happiness that is given by the descriptions that come of the heavenly planets, and the devas are there for a devotee, they think it's no better than the horse's eggs or flower. In other words, it's a phantasmagoria. It's an illusion. It's a mirage. Because they taste the happiness of serving the Lord in different ways according to their mood of service. And in that mood, they taste not only happiness, but happiness that is always increasing. Anything material may give some happiness, some elevation, some temporary relief from some suffering. But because it's temporary, it will eventually fade, and one will again be in a lesser position. And so this is the material world. An expert materialist thinks that let me string together a whole series of material activities that will give me happiness. And therefore, I can always be happy if I learn the art of going from one material happiness to another. But they don't know that the nature of anything material is based on duality. So wherever there is so-called happiness, as defined by material standards, there is distress in the concomitant characteristic. In other words, there's equal amounts of distress, and sometimes distress outdoes happiness. The devotee knows, why waste time trying to go to the heavenly planets? All these great feats that the demigods can do, it's just some gymnastics. A devotee, when he is engaged in devotional service, is connected with Krishna. And Krishna is the source of all power. And if the devotee finds the need, and Krishna will give that devotee more and more facilities to do more and more wonderful things, if it's in line with devotional service. Because a real devotee will not try to enjoy devotional service, but a real devotee will try to use the activities of devotional service to give Krishna enjoyment. And they know this is the highest form of satisfaction because it satisfies the heart, where these other activities may give some temporary satisfaction to the mind, but then because it's temporary, one again experiences suffering or the loss of this so-called happiness. So although that verse and purport we just read from the second canto describes all of the so-called phenomenal, wonderful things that are beyond what the residents of the earth planet can do, still, for a devotee, they still see them as Akash Pushpayate, or flowers in the sky. In other words, they don't really take any interest in them because they know it's all illusion. Because when one is tasting the happiness of devotional service, and the taste is there, we have to learn the art of getting that taste. And the art of getting that taste centers around two things: finding opportunities to satisfy Krishna by serving Krishna's devotees and giving those devotees some happiness through your offering of service to them or some benefit, spiritual benefit, and chanting of the holy names of the Lord. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu talked about 5 powerful forms of devotional service: chanting the holy name, serving the Vaishnavas, worshiping the deity in the temple, Archavigraha, hearing and reading Srimad Bhagavatam, and residing in the holy place. And he spoke these 5 as being the best of all the activities in devotional service, because, and then it's understood, and it was explained by Rupa Goswami, that even a gross neophyte who just enters into the precincts of bhakti can experience happiness through one or more of these activities. But a devotee cultivates these activities on a regular basis and finds complete satisfaction. If we read the books, especially Srimad Bhagavatam, and especially the activities of Krishna in his different leelas, there will be a sense of happiness which will awaken in the heart automatically through connecting with Krishna through his personal life. Krishna's leelas are his personal life. You're entering into, just like when you want to when you have a relationship with someone, if that person likes you and feels comfortable with you, they bring you more and more into their personal life. And then you share the same experiences they do. So Krishna's sharing what he's experienced with us through his different pastimes. But to enter into that mood requires us to hear about Krishna regularly, chant his name, and find opportunities to associate and serve Vaishnavas. Out of all of the activities of devotional service, these are the most powerful because they bring immediate spiritual results. In other words, one feels happy, one pushes back the boredom of the material world. The material world cannot offer anything. All it can offer is boredom. There's statistics that show that people in the material world are more bored than they're happy. They're more bored than they're sad. Of course, boredom is another form of misery, so it fits in the category of unhappiness. But it's understood as boredom. People are bored. They try some sense gratification. They chew it for a little while, and then the juice is gone. And then they look for something else. And when they can't find anything, they get bored. Or when they find something, it also leaves them bored because it doesn't give them the flavor they're trying for. And that's happening with all, that's because the nature of anything material, doesn't have that sweet essence that comes with connection with Krishna, because Krishna is the source of all joy, happiness, knowledge, and personal fulfillment. And one can realize oneself as a spiritual being through connecting with Krishna, particularly in his pastimes and and glorifying him by chanting his holy name. So although these things seem very laudable from a material point of view, a devotee simply sees them as botherations, phantasmagorias, worse than hell. So, and you may think, how is that possible? Because they experience a higher taste. So we all should go for that higher taste. Because when you get the higher taste is the real taste. The lower taste is something that is simply tasteless. What is that lower taste? A relief from suffering. If you get relief from suffering, you think, well, I'm happy. But relief from suffering is not happiness. Happiness is the joy of the soul's relationship with another spiritual being, with another devotee, or with the Lord himself. That joy is natural. It's within the heart, and it's part of the soul's natural constitution. But when you try to find that same happiness in the material realm, at best, we get some relief from material suffering. We call it happiness. But relief from material suffering is not happiness. Happiness has its own category of existence. It awakens one's spiritual nature, and it gives complete satisfaction, peace of mind, and cessation from all material miseries. And when you're happy, you're happy. When you're not happy, then you have to think, why am I not happy? It's because I'm not connected with Krishna. If I can connect with Krishna, then my happiness begins and develops. And that's bhakti. So in the verse, go back to the original verse, 2.2.22. In that particular verse,
Maharaj, I'm on that verse only.
this is it here?
Yeah, this is
Okay. Okay. And here, as it says in the last verse, sense requirement engagements are needed, and when the senses are engaged totally in the transcendental loving service of the Lord, they have no chance to become contaminated by material affection. Okay, the devotees are not interested in what the materialists spend their whole life trying to do, control and enjoy the material world. The devotees are happy simply by serving the Lord. That's all. Okay. And open it up for discussion.
Thank you, Maharaj. Thank you so much for explaining in detail about the difference between this other planets and the transcendental um, yeah, spiritual world. Thank you so much. Dear devotees, if you have any questions or comments or realizations, you can please go ahead. And please turn on your cameras if possible, wherever you are. Thank you. Maharaj, while others are thinking, so we have so many desires. Without desire, we are not there. So then, suppose, for example, if we are fantasizing about, or when we are hearing about these different planets or the life in the heavenly planets, so if anybody gets attracted to those things, will the Lord give a chance to go there?
Yeah.
But even though we are performing devotional service, sometimes we may have an inner desire to go there, suppose.
Well, the thing is, if that verse and purport is describing how a yogi is projecting themselves to the spiritual world, but as they're going, they pass by the material realm, the higher planets, and they see all of these other things going on. If they get attracted, then they stop right there where their attraction begins. That's why in the very beginning of the purport, Prabhupada mentions these different ways that someone can get attracted to something in the higher planets.
Mm.
With devotee, when they reach purity, they immediately go back home, back to Godhead. But those who take a less direct process travel through the whole material realm and they get a chance to look and see what they may want to do before they go back to the spiritual world. And if they see something they like, then they stop there. So the tests remain even after death.
Mm.
Or just, yeah.
Yes, yeah. Yeah. Thank you, Maharaj. Sridevi Mataji, please go ahead.
Please accept my humble obeisances, Guru Maharaj. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Just taking off a little bit on Srimati's question, and because I'm a rascal and I am attracted to all kinds of things over here, and in my devotional service, I sometimes think, why am I not having any adventure? Why am I not having any excitement? Why is everything so same and so tame? Day in and day out, the same things go on and on. And then I tell myself, well, this is the mode of goodness. So maybe it's my mode of passion and the rascal mind. But sometimes I worry that I may want, I may have to sometimes say, oh my God, I'm growing old and now I'll die and I haven't done anything wonderful. So this is my worry, that I will get trapped by something that is not good for me, but which seems very exciting and adventurous. And I will even convince myself this is very good for my devotional service, it's for Krishna, and so on and so on. So, how can we avoid all these traps?
Don't get attracted. Attraction is in proportion to distraction, or not distraction, but aversion. So if we're still attracted to the material world, then we should increase our attraction for Krishna, and attraction for our material world will decrease automatically. And so stay engaged in devotional service. Chanting, dancing, these are the things that give devotee. Harinam Sankirtan is the fast track for enjoying Krishna consciousness. The devotees chant, dance, feel happy, sing, express themselves. They feel happy because it's not artificial. It's not some form of entertainment. It's worship at the highest. Reading Krishna's pastimes, sitting together with the devotees, talking about these pastimes. It's nice, sweet. If it wasn't sweet, then how could Maharaj Parikshit for 7 full days listen to the pastimes of the Lord without eating, sleeping, or even thinking about anything on the bodily level? He was absorbed. His mind was feeling attracted in a very powerful way to everything that Sukadeva Goswami was narrating. So if you read Srila Prabhupada's books, you can actually connect with Prabhupada's talking to you as you read those books. As Krishna was on the battlefield talking to Arjuna and giving him directions, so Krishna speaking to us through Srila Prabhupada when we read his Bhaktivedanta purports.
Yes, Guru Maharaj. Actually, I was just listening to Srila Prabhupada's lecture, and in that lecture, Prabhupada is saying very strongly, all your senses will be completely satisfied in Krishna consciousness. And I thought, this is it. This is what I want. So there's hope for me, I think.
Yeah, we haven't given up on you yet.
Thank you, Guru Maharaj.
As long as you don't give up, Krishna will not give up. Prabhupada will not give up.
Prayers and the mercy and the blessings of all the Vaishnavas and your mercy is the only thing that will save me, Guru Maharaj. I can only fall at everyone's feet and beg for their mercy and for yours.
Another way to make Krishna consciousness exciting is think of how you can do more service, how you can think you can do better quality service in whatever service you're doing. Don't just do service. Do it in the best possible way and think of how to improve it. And if you're inspired in your service, you get more ideas for service. You'll get more ideas, and these ideas will inspire you to greater amounts of service. Then you're out of the material world. The mind has to be engaged. Otherwise, the mind will think of some way to create some enjoyment for the senses.
Yes, Guru Maharaj. Thank you very much.
Oh,
Thank you, Mataji. Amritanam Mataji, go ahead.
Hare Krishna Guru Maharaj, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. So Guru Maharaj, when a devotee leaves the body, and suppose the devotee goes to some higher planets, for whatever reason, how do spiritual master um, take care of the disciple even there? I'm sorry to ask this question, but yeah, I wanted to know, Guru Maharaj, after the death of a devotee, how will we have the spiritual master's association?
well, the point is, and this is the main point, that the spiritual master will still do something to bring the devotee back. How he does it, that may be different from situation to situation. He may appear in dreams of that devotee, may send other people to wake that devotee up. He can do it in many different ways.
Okay. So,
How how he does it depends on the situation. How to get that
right.
rest, how to get that rest back to where he's supposed to be.
Thank you, Guru Maharaj. We are assured you are always there. So, Guru Maharaj, I was just wondering of this question because before a few days, I think around the Vyasa Puja time only, I heard a video in which there was a disciple mentioning, he was the disciple of Gaur Govind Swami, and they were talking about one of his female disciple. I think her name was Sunanda or Sumitra, something. After she left her body, uh, Guru Maharaj, they asked their Guru Maharaj where was her destination. So their Guru Maharaj mentioned that she is in the heavenly realm, in the body of a cow. So the devotees were wondering that she was a very nice devotee, very dutiful in everything. How did she end up in the heaven in the form of a cow? So the Guru Maharaj said that as we have heard the story of Jada Bharat, that he developed the attachment for the deer. In the same way, this devotee also used to serve cows, and she developed a, a very intense relation or intense connection with the cows. And because of her goodness and all, she went to the heavenly realm. But then they were concerned that what is her destination even after that. So that made me think this thought of this question, Guru Maharaj.
Okay, yeah. Spiritual master knows.
Right.
Thank you,
Thank you, Guru
Mataji.
Maharaj.
It's very interesting to know. Thank you.
Make it easy for the spiritual master, just desire Krishna, that's all. Then he doesn't have to worry about trying to get you out of where you are to get to a better situation.
Right, Guru Maharaj. Hare Krishna.
Even if you can't get Krishna, you should try.
Yes, Maharaj. Yeah.
But if you try, there's a possibility you will. If you don't try, there's no possibility.
Mm.
And even if you fail, there's no loss. because just by trying, you become purified.
Vinayak Prabhu, please go ahead.
Hare Krishna. Just a moment, all good is all good is Hare Krishna. Maharaj, Maharaj, in this said,
Your voice is
according to
breaking.
Mahaprabhu, Hare Krishna.
Yeah. Now okay, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna. Maharaj, in this lecture, you said, according to Mahaprabhu, Mahaprabhu said we should do five symptoms to attach in bhakti in our life, like chanting and daily worship and association of bhakta, doing the Vaishnava Sarva and staying in the like this. But Maharaj, if we can't do five things simultaneously, or if we not get chance to do five things at a time, then what will be our condition? If we do one or two, moreover,
Mahaprabhu,
then what will be our condition?
yeah, like I mentioned, Mahaprabhu just he emphasized three things. He emphasized chant the holy names and develop an attraction and attachment for chanting. If you practice chanting and you take up some service, because without service, your chanting don't develop beyond a certain level, then that chanting will give you the higher taste. And then associate with devotees and think of ways to offer service to the devotees. We're not an island in ourselves. We can just go to a cave or go to a secluded place or stay in our bedroom and become Krishna conscious. We need to associate with devotees. And the last one is find ways to give Krishna consciousness to people. These three things, Mahaprabhu made his mission centered around his mission. Namruchi, Vaishnav Seva, Jiva Doya, these three. And we might think that the holy name is the most important, and in one sense it is, but through the association and service of Vaishnavas, we get so much inspiration, and we also get opportunities for service. And after some times when we practice devotional service, we start to gravitate towards a particular service that we like. Then we perfect that service, and as we perfect that service and offer it to Krishna, that becomes our ticket back home, back to Godhead.
Maharaj, actually, sometimes we not get chance or maybe get defeated by the society to preaching. So we remain silent in this case. So then we are struggling in preaching or maybe silent. I am confused. Actually, I have so not knowledge, sufficient knowledge to get praise everyone. Sometimes when I try to preach anyone, then I will be defeated by any cause, any reason actually.
Yeah, your communication is still broken up, and I couldn't catch all the words.
Yeah.
So, but the idea was that if you try to do something and you're not successful, is that what you were
Yes,
saying?
ma'am.
Then keep trying. Prabhupada, he had to cross the ocean and bring this movement to the West. You think it was easy?
Yes,
It wasn't easy at all. If you want adventure in life, then take on the challenges of becoming Krishna conscious. Because Krishna is with you. You can't be defeated. You can only give up.
Yes,
You're
Maharaj. Thank you, Maharaj.
living in Jagannath Puri, right?
Yes, Maharaj.
It's one
Yes,
of the
Maharaj.
whole Jagannath Puri is so elevated. It's not even part of this material world. Jagannath Puri is not part of this material world. It's actually non-different than Vaikuntha. It's shaped like the conch shell of Krishna. And anyone who is born, you born in Jagannath Puri?
Yes, Maharaj. I am
I
born
mean,
in Jagannath Puri.
it says anybody who's born in Jagannath Puri has 4 arms. We only can see 2 of them right now. But and the script, if you read the Skanda Purana, which is one of the longest Puranas, it describes all of the glories of Jagannath Puri in the Skanda Purana. It's such a glorious birth that you can't even imagine. But now you have a nice start, a big start in Krishna consciousness. So serve Jagannath there.
Thank you, Maharaj.
Jagannath controls every inch of Jagannath Puri. He's this complete controller. Everything that goes on in Jagannath Puri is directly under the control of Lord Jagannath himself. Directly. Anything that goes on. It's a very special place. If you go to Vrindavan and you roll in the dust of Vrindavan, because that dust touched the body of Lord Krishna, it's called Chintamani dust. That means it can fulfill any desire. If you go to Mahaprabhu's place in Navadvip, in Mayapur, in that area, and you chant the holy names of the Lord, you can reach the love of God. But who's more merciful? Jagannath, if you simply eat Jagannath Prasadam, you can go back home, back to Godhead.
Yes, Maharaj.
So Jagannath is very merciful.
Yes, Maharaj. Very merciful.
Yeah. And there's many great saints who have made their residence in Jagannath Puri.
But I am such a bad nature. I can't go to Jagannath regularly, Maharaj, because due to some pressure and family problems, family issues, I can't, in a bind conditions, I can't get enough to go to temple and see Jagannath regularly. Such a unfortunate for Maharaj.
All you have to do is one thing. You just pray to Lord Jagannath, my dear Lord Jagannath, I don't have enough time to give you in devotional service. Please give me more time. Please give me some service. And within a few moments or maybe in a few days, your prayer will be answered, no doubt. Just pray to Jagannath, that's all. Be careful.
Thank you, Maharaj.
We'll give you something right away. You'll see. Make a prayer. Seriously, make a sincere. My dear Lord Jagannath, I'm getting distracted by other things. Bring my attraction back to you. Give me a chance to serve you more. Give me a chance to associate with your devotees more. And you turn around, maybe 2 minutes later, everything starts changing.
Sure, Maharaj. Sure. Definitely, Maharaj. I'll try.
That's Lord Jagannath. He's very special.
Yes,
And he's always smiling too.
yes, Maharaj. Always smile.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Thank you. Bhageshri Mataji. Yes, sir.
Hare Krishna Guru Maharaj, please accept my humble obeisance unto your lotus feet. All glories to Srila Prabhupada, all glories to devotees gathered here. Hare Krishna Maharaj. Maharaj, like you mentioned right now that your spiritual master may come into your dreams. So my question is, what is the authenticity of the dreams? Means if some spiritual master, maybe your or some other spiritual master you see in dreams, sometimes maybe Srila Prabhupada, So what is the authenticity of it?
The authenticity is that the spiritual master is non-different, whether he appears to you in person or whether in dreams. The authenticity is to understand that what he does in the dream is not different than what he does in the waking realm. If he's giving you instructions in the dream, it's just as good as if you were giving instructions in the waking realm. But he doesn't act differently. He doesn't say, well, I'm your spiritual master. You come and I have a nice car, I'll drive you around. Then you know that's not your guru, that's some ghost. Yeah, there was one girl, she told me, she said, oh, Prabhupada's appearing in my dreams. I said, how do you know it's Prabhupada? She said, oh, no, it's Prabhupada. Well, what happened? Well, in the dream, he was so kind to me that he said, you can put your head on my lap. You know, you can go to sleep by putting your head on my lap. I said, that's not Prabhupada, that's a ghost. Prabhupada wouldn't do that. She said, no. She disagreed with me. So I just left it. And then later on, she came back to me. She said, you were right, I was a ghost, because that same Prabhupada came and he would start smashing everything, was breaking everything in the house. And I had to run away. So yeah, the authenticity of the appearance of either the Lord or the pure devotee in the dreamlike realm is based on there's the same thing they do in the waking realm. It doesn't change.
And Guru Maharaj, is it like they are giving some kind of indications through dreams?
That happens to devotees a lot. The spiritual master appears in dreams. Krishna appears in dreams. Sometimes Krishna just appears to you for a few seconds and disappears, just to take you out of your mundane consciousness. Krishna is real. Devotees have so many experiences meeting Krishna in different ways. But he doesn't stay. He's just giving you some mercy or attracting you to him even more. He's there.
Thank you, Mataji.
Thank you,
Maharaj.
Guru Maharaj, for enlightening me.
So, Maharaj, there is a question on chat by Abhishek Prabhu. He wants me to read this question. Hare Krishna Maharaj, please accept my humble obeisances. Maharaj, today I got Bhagavatam from a devotee of Chowpatty temple. I want all your blessings, Maharaj, to read sincerely Bhagavatam. My question is that how we should read Bhagavatam means how we can relish it nicely.
You got the whole set?
Yes, Maharaj.
Yeah.
Yeah, very carefully start with the first canto and very carefully read Bhagavatam. As you're reading, reflect on what it means. Take notes when you find the inspiration of something that is interesting, outstanding. Don't be in a hurry. Read to understand, not read just to get through the reading. Read. We call it prayerful reading. Read carefully. Try to understand. Ask the question what it means to me. If you don't get an answer, then talk to other devotees and ask them, this is my understanding of my reading. What does it mean to me? Yeah. Verse by verse. We started with the first canto and doing this series, and we're going verse by verse. We're in the second canto now. And that way we get a full experience of what Bhagavatam is and the diversity of its topics, the amazement of Krishna and the philosophical teachings that we receive. Keep it in a clean place and read it every day.
Thank you so much, madam.
Mhm.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Sudevi, Mataji, please go ahead.
Hare Krishna. Maharaj,
Hare.
please accept my humble obeisances. At
Mhm.
the
Your voice
time
is
of,
very-
am I audible, Guru Maharaj?
Yeah, very
I have
low.
I have to listen closely.
Can you
I
speak
can
loud?
hear, yeah, your voices are very low, but
Guru Maharaj, if at the time of death someone thinks about his Gurudev or spiritual master, is it like that spiritual master will come to take him? And if it's yes, then after death, is it
yeah,
like that?
yeah. If you think of the spiritual master at the time of death, yeah. Because in that one sense, he's representing Krishna. He's not different than Krishna.
I have one more question. Should I come after someone? Oh, okay. And after death, is it like that he or she will be there with his or her spiritual master all the time or somewhere else?
That's hard to say. The Prabhupada said, I'm in the spiritual world and I'll be waiting for all of you to come. And when you come, I'll welcome you. Prabhupada said that about his disciples. The question is, will you be able to recognize him? He's not going to
Yes,
be
yes.
he's not in the same form as you knew him in the material world. He'll be in his spiritual form.
That means how can I want to mean it that how can I recognize my Gurudev after death if he is not in the form he was in the material, he was at the material world? How can I recognize him?
You will. If you get that far, you'll recognize him. Because at that point you're self-realized. You're not stuck in the material quandary of accepting and rejecting. Everything becomes clear. Spiritual consciousness is clear consciousness. Material consciousness is conjecture, speculation, hypotheses, decision, undecision, and so clear consciousness is pure consciousness. If you look into a bottom of a clear lake, you look into a lake that's clear, you can see the bottom. There's nothing in the way. You can see the rocks and whatever else is on the bottom. So pure consciousness is like that. It's translucent. It's pure. It can see everything, everywhere, at all times with complete clarity.
Okay, Guru Maharaj, please accept my humble obeisances.
So go for it. Rasa Vilas Radha.
Hare Krishna Maharaj, please accept my humble obeisances onto your lotus feet. All glory to Srila Prabhupada, all glory to Srila Guru Maharaj and all the Vaishnava devotees. Maharaj, we see that there are many devotees who read Bhagavatam and Chaitanya Charitamrita for 4-5 hours continuously. And when they are around material things, they are not affected by them. This is because they have attained the taste for reading, which is higher taste, or is there any other reason?
What do you think reading is? You think it's just ordinary reading?
Not ordinary, Maharaj.
So what is it? It's purifying your consciousness. It's connecting you with says transcendental knowledge is the means by which one can cut the knot of material existence. It severs a knot. It brings you to Krishna. It awakens your attraction for him. It gives you the philosophy you need in order to practice Krishna consciousness. And it gives you an understanding of who you are, what is the material world, how to get out of the material world. It shows you the futility of material activities. Transcendental knowledge is like a sword which cuts through ignorance. So you should do that also. Read 4 or 5 hours a day. I think it'll be good for you. What do you think, Anand Sagar? Do you think we can get her to read that many hours a day?
I can read only half an hour now.
You still have
I'm
to
not
cook.
that qualified.
You still have to cook for your husband, but if you can do that, then you're okay.
Yeah, sure.
Do we give her that instructions, Anand?
Yes, Maharaj, definitely. She has a taste for reading, Maharaj, but because of material activities, she's unable to find time, but she has got a taste for reading.
Yeah, it'll be good for you,
Yes, Maharaj.
and you'll absorb it nicely. That's an instruction for everybody, but especially specifically for you. I was just talking to one person today. She reads all day. That's all she does. And now I finally got her to buy books about Krishna's pastimes. The Vrindavan series by Shivaram Maharaj, which are 8 books all about Krishna Leelas in Vrindavan. So now she's waiting for those books. She's going to devour those books when she gets them. So I was just talking to her today, and I said, I'm envious of you. I told her that. And then she laughed because she knew what I was talking about. I said, I was like you, I could just read the whole thing. I would love to do that. And I'm going to try to do it also. But yeah, reading takes you into the realm of transcendence through your intellect. When your intellect becomes more and more pure, the soul becomes connected also through the intellect and with Krishna, through the philosophy, through the pastimes of the Lord. Wait till we get into the 3rd chapter of this 2nd canto. It's a beautiful chapter. The 2nd chapter has got a lot of variety, different aspects of spiritual practice, the yogis, the mystic powers, the higher planets, all of this. And Sukadev Goswami is going through this, but now when he gets to the 3rd chapter, he gets right into it. This next chapter in this 3rd canto, 2nd canto, is powerful. It's really powerful. It's a short chapter, but it's very, very direct. And really, he really opens up bhakti in a big way. And then he continues in that mood. So yeah, if you have Bhagavatam, you can systematically read, and step by step you get an understanding not only of pure devotional service, but what is not pure devotional service. What looks like pure devotional service, but is not pure devotional service. It's nice. We have to know that too. What is not every spiritual philosophical teaching is teaching, the principle of the soul's relationship. Many times it's just teaching how the soul can elevate themselves above the material and experiencing more and more happiness. But it's not directly the connection with Krishna, which is the ultimate principle of devotional achievement. Krishna is the goal. It's all about Krishna. He's the goal. Which means love for Krishna.
Yes, ma'am. Okay.
Thank you, Maharaj. Please bless us, Maharaj, so I can read.
I will. I'm not even going to bless you. I'm going to tell you, I'm going to check with your husband just to see if you're actually reading 5 hours a day like you promised. Good. We'll give you 4 hours a day instead of 5, not 5. So 4 hours a day, you can do it. She can do it, Jagannath.
Yes, Maharaj, with your blessings, she can do it.
Well, I don't know what blessings are, but it's an instruction. Then your questions will get better and better.
Only by your mercy, Maharaj.
Okay, when I come to Detroit next year, I'm going to check on you. You should be giving class at the temple at that time.
No. I'm
Yes.
only fallen, Maharaj.
Well, you read 4 hours a day, you won't be falling anymore. Right, Shakshi? Shakshi wants that instruction herself.
Hare Krishna Maharaj, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. I was thinking to ask you, how can I develop taste in reading?
There's one word, it's called read. You keep reading and reading, the taste continues to, the taste is there. It's not like, if you read, you'll get it or don't get it. If you read and read, the taste will come. It's automatic. But you have to give it a chance. You have to cut through the illusions that are blocking that taste by reading and reading and reading. Nice.
Yes, Maharaj. Yeah, we all always give some excuses to not to read and not finding time, all that. Yeah.
I have a beautiful seminar. It's called Why is it more important now more than ever to read Srila Prabhupada's books? It's a seminar. It's a slideshow with different points on the importance of reading. It's a very powerful presentation. I've made the presentation a few times in public forums. I would love to give it again.
Yes, Maharaj. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you so much. Sridevi Mataji, you have a question.
I actually wanted to share a little something, Guru Maharaj. You've always told us Krishna takes care of his devotees, and we recently read also, just in the previous canto, that Krishna takes care of even those who are dear to the devotees. So, as you know, my father, he's 89 and a half years old, and he has multiple serious health issues. He has had very high blood sugar continuously for the past 3 months with one HB1AC of 10. And I was getting concerned because he's not doing well with oral medication. I told him today, please go to the hospital, get your sugar checked. If required, get admitted for a day or two to get parenteral insulin. Today, he tells me, I have checked my sugar and it has come back to normal. I couldn't believe it. He said fasting is normal. And then I thought, well, that could be a fluke. But his postprandial is also normal. It is just Krishna's mercy. It's just a miracle. There's no other explanation. So I wanted to share that with all of you. Just very grateful for the mercy. That's all, Guru Maharaj.
Yeah, he might even outlive you.
Yes, Guru Maharaj, I hope so. I want.
He's too stubborn to die. He won't die. He says,
Okay. My only prayer is if he somehow picks up beads and starts chanting, he will really make a wonderful devotee. But I don't know if that will ever happen. He's 89 and a half.
He's a devotee, it's just that he's covered. Anand.
Anand Sagar Prabhuji, please go.
Maharaj Dandavat Pranam, please accept my humble obeisances. Actually, yesterday I had one question, but I was hesitating to ask. I was not comfortable in asking. So today I want to ask with courage. Maharaj, how do we know if a devotee made it back to Godhead?
A lot of times we like to say when someone dies, they made it back to Godhead, but that's not always the case. I think you have to hear from the pure devotees. They know. And of course, by understanding the quality of their spiritual life, you get an indication that they are either made it back to Godhead or they are associating with Krishna somewhere in the material world when Krishna is having his pastimes on another planet. When Jayananda, the famous Jayananda, left his body, Prabhupada said he made it back to Godhead, or then Prabhupada said, if he didn't make the back to Godhead, he's with Krishna somewhere in the material world. So you can't really know, but the pure devotees generally know. The more we become purified in our own Krishna consciousness. They say it takes one to know one. So a pure devotee knows another pure devotee, whereas a devotee who is not pure can't see who's a pure devotee. Just like a person who what was I going to say? I lost it. I had a point I was going to make. Pure devotee knows another pure devotee. Forgot the analogy. It was an analogy I was going to use. But that's the understanding. The more you become Krishna conscious, the more you can recognize who is Krishna conscious and who is not Krishna conscious. The more you can recognize what level of practice a devotee is simply by listening to how they speak or watching what they do. A devotee who is fixed in Krishna consciousness can see other living entities and know exactly where they are in consciousness, because he understands through his own spiritual practice the different levels of consciousness.
Thank you, dear Guru Maharaj.
Yeah.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Maharaj, there is a comment by Bhadra Purnima Mataji. She's telling, Hare Krishna, Guru Maharaj, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. I really like your reminders that higher the material enjoyment, higher the chance to be away from the real enjoyment, and devotional service means to give Krishna enjoyment, make him happy by our service. Your humble servant, Bhadra Purnima.
Yeah. That's love. Love means to offer something that you do for the benefit of others, to make them happy, to benefit them, something. The happiness that they get is your happiness. And actually, the person who gives happiness to others is more happy than the person who receives happiness. We all experience that when we do something for someone and they are grateful for it, they're happy. We enjoy also. We feel happy. We feel satisfied. These are elements of love. And when that becomes consistent, then it becomes pure love. The gopis want to make Krishna happy every second. That's why they want to be with Krishna, because they know how to make Krishna happy. It's not that they want to be with Krishna for their own personal happiness. They want to be with Krishna because they know how to make Krishna happy.
Yes, Maharaj, yeah. Thank you so much. Dear devotees, any last minute questions or comments? Maharaj, we are almost at the 1.5 hour mark, and
Yeah,
can
I
we
think,
do some chanting today?
yeah, we can try to make everybody happy now.
Yes, Maharaj. Thank you so much for the class and nice question answer session. Thank you, dear devotees. So we'll start chanting now for some time.
Yeah. Let me do one little thing and I'll be right back and then we can start.
Yes, Maharaj.
Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasari Gaur Bhakta Vrindam Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare 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 Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare 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 Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare 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 Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare 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 Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare 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 Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare 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 Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare 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 Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare. Oh. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna. Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna. Hare Ram, Hare Ram. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna. Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna. Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Krishna. Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna. Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna. Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna. Hare Ram, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna. Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna. Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna. Hare Ram. Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Ram. Hare Krishna, Krishna. Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Krishna, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Ram Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna. Hare Ram, Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Hare Ram, Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna. Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna. Hare Ram, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna. Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna. Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna. Hare Ram, Hare Krishna. Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna. Hare Ram, Hare Krishna. Hare Ram, Hare Krishna. Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Hare Ram, Hare Ram. Krishna Hare Krishna. Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna. Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna. Hare Ram, Hare Ram. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Ram. Hare Krishna. Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Hare Ram, Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna Krishna. Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.